Well, another week, huh?
What a week.
Wow.
The coronavirus has just gotten worse and worse.
Man, things are just going downhill.
This is just getting really bad. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
I mean,
but I'm kind of scared that we're not going to be able to shoot my movie because of this. Or maybe even not your movie.
The drama continues.
What if they shut down the state? They're talking about doing that to Sioux Falls. Just removing all non-essential business.
I heard that rumor.
For about a month. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the drama hits the fan on small YouTube channels talk. Let's roll the intro.
Warning, the following pre-recorded podcast will blow your mind. Broadcasting to Anchor, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. Recorded in Cole's parents' basement. This is Small YouTube Channels Talk.
Welcome back.
I'm Cole.
I'm Jack.
Welcome to the Small YouTube Channels Talk podcast.
Guys, it's been a rough week.
It's been a rough week.
I say this every week.
It's getting worse. You know, we were like getting better and better.
We thought it was going to get better.
And now it's going downhill.
And now it's just...
It's taken over, man. It's taken over.
Oh my goodness.
So what have you done this week?
Well, all right. Here's the deal. What's this week, guys? Honestly, the weeks are blurring together. School started.
Nothing's happening.
Like this truly feels like the weeks between Christmas and New Year's, like every single week, you know. But no, yeah, school started online, so that's kind of what I got rolling right now. I know you and me have been dying to go film stuff.
Honestly,
we got the film bug, and
I've got the film. We're on the cusp of filming season, and of course, right as filming season hits us. They're like, maybe we should shut down the entire country.
Yeah.
Because they're on the verge of doing it.
And not only that, but like the weather too. Like literally Cole and I were like planning on filming something and
maybe like last week. Last week?
And
last
we're like,
week, Thursday.
We'd been waiting so long to like shoot just like a fun short film. And finally this day comes where we can go do it. So we're like, yes, let's do it. We get all our props. We drive all the way out to the location and it's freezing rain. And then it starts to snow.
And it starts to snow.
And
it sucked.
That's 2020 in a
nutshell.
But
you know what we did do? We did a little acting exercise.
We did.
I uploaded it to my channel as private.
Sweet.
So, you know, we can look back at that in the future. I think that it went pretty well. It was pretty good for an acting exercise. I think we should do that more often.
Yeah.
Where we just film ourselves acting.
Just keep ourselves
especially
in the game.
Since, you know, you are going to be taking a main part in the film. Kind
of nervous about that. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to work on my acting game. I'm feeling all right about my editing.
Yeah.
Everything else, my acting, I think I could use some work on that. I just like to train myself on that a little.
I'm trying to get better on everything but acting.
Yeah, you stepped away from
I
the
stepped
front
away
of the
from
camera.
acting. I'm gonna maybe do a cameo in my film, and granted, I have a role in yours.
Yep.
But it's one that I can honestly pull off because I'm just being a goofy guy.
Right.
So it's gonna take no effort.
Yeah.
But if I were taking a serious role, it'd be a different story. I'd be throwing myself straight into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just really looking forward to it because we're at the stage right now where there's not much we can do with anything. I mean, you can't do anything inside because everything's closed. You can't do anything outside because the weather sucks. You know,
the most you can do is write a script and storyboard and try to location plan, call places. But like even that, you can't. That can be done relatively quickly. You know.
I know. It's like
you already passed the script stage and getting it revised. You have a finished script. And now, you know, storyboarding does not take an extreme amount of effort. And now it's just waiting.
Yeah. Actually, something kind of crazy. Doing more serious storyboarding for this film as opposed to Slick Trigger. Because I really, really want every shot to look great in this movie. Like, I don't want anything to take you out of the movie. Like, there was a lot of times in Slick Trigger where that happened. But
the audio,
sometimes the visuals.
We need to figure out like the frame rate would change at odd points.
Just insane. So
weird.
So, it's actually it's a lot harder to storyboard when you actually know what you want out of it. You know what I mean?
Because then sometimes you're asking for a lot. You want a lot of coverage, so you're, you know, drawing up a bunch of images. And then, I definitely get it.
Yeah, and trying to put on paper what you have in your head is super tough. You know,
yeah, for sure. It's a tough process.
It is, but it's a good experience.
That's right. Yeah, and to get to that point too, it helps to be ready when we do start filming. Because
so
even
helpful.
though we are waiting right now, if we use this time to our advantage, we'll be perfectly set.
We
when the
need
time
to.
comes.
We need
Yes.
to use this time to our advantage, and that's the cool thing too. Is that, like USF just got called out for the rest of the year.
Really? So
Not
you're doing
going back. I moved
Oh.
out 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
this
But you're moving back next year. You're still
I'll
going.
be right.
You're
I'll still
moving
be
back
back.
into the dorm next semester.
Whenever they open again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whenever they open again.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, this whole coronavirus, yeah, it's bad, but the good thing is, I mean, this could give us a big head start.
It's really bad. People are dying. Businesses are losing a lot of business. States are shutting down. But on the good side, this could help us.
Yeah, this could help our.
They don't shut the state down, or we can at least use this to our advantage somehow. It'll help.
I mean, basically on summer break right now.
Yeah, really
You know?
early summer break.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's fucking March.
Yeah, it's March and we're on summer break.
This is crazy.
Oh man.
3 months into the year.
And hey, it's gonna be a good time though.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all the future projects we have because we have so much stuff in the barrel. We just aren't
Yes.
able to pull the trigger yet.
I really, really, really want to get that new camera. And next couple weeks, I'll be ready to. I'll have the money saved up.
That'll be so cool.
But one, I filed my taxes yesterday, right? When you file your taxes, you get some money back. So I should get about $400 back for taxes. Plus, the House just passed the stimulus bill, which means in 2 to 3 weeks, I should be getting a check in the mail for $1,200.
Let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go. So then, depending on which comes first, I'll buy the camera, get some extra small equipment stuff, and then I'll be freaking raring to go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's gonna be this is, you know what? Honestly, this is, you know why you take history class, so you can learn from the past. You know what this really reminds me of this time right now?
What?
Early summer 2018, before we were about to start on the biggest project we had undertaken. Yes, Slick Trigger.
Slick Trigger's the one.
But
17 episodes
17
straight.
episodes.
God
Let's go.
damn it.
You might as well call it the Slick Trigger podcast. But guys, trust me, future seasons we will have more to talk about.
Yes, of course. Please, we're making 2 more movies, and then it'll become the Reality Bleeding podcast.
Yeah, the Reality Bleeding podcast.
Yeah.
No, but this really reminds me of that early summer because we were waiting
To get the camera.
To get the
your
new camera.
The Canon G7X, right?
Yep. And I remember that. I mean, we were kind of just like, as soon as we get that, we can go. And once we got it, we went.
It was a lot of waiting until that moment.
Yep.
And then you got it, and you hit the ground running.
Yes.
Honestly.
You know what we can learn from that though is we spent a lot of time waiting, but not a lot of time preparing.
And that's what we're doing right now.
And that's what we're doing right now.
We've learned basically that we should be preparing instead of waiting, and I think that's been one of the biggest problems that we've had is not doing anything when we should be. Spending a lot of time at home, I've realized that I could be uploading to YouTube, and I'm trying to find a different sort of visual style for my YouTube channel, which is why the podcast is now on its own channel, because with my personal channel, one, I want to be uploading filmmaking education content, teaching people what I know and what we know.
Yep.
And then I also want to start the series aptly named B-Roll with Cole.
Ooh.
I already have a logo for it. I'm trying to figure out the visual style. So we all know what A-roll and B-roll is, right? A-roll is like say a talking head, and then B-roll is like the extra footage that you throw in there to kind of fill it up. B-roll with Cole is supposed to be that extra show on my channel that allows me to post whatever I want, whether it be a video where I'm talking about what I've done this week, or a vlog, or a skit or something. Basically, it's an excuse to allow my content to change, because it changes a lot. you know, it's changed a lot in the past, and it probably will change again. I went from talking videos where I just talk to my webcam to skits like the cheese puffs, and then short films, and then news stuff, and then it's just an excuse for me to have something consistent that isn't consistent.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good topic. Let's talk about how, you know, being that obviously our main thing is YouTube.
Right.
But there's so many different things you can do with that.
Right.
Now, you and me have truly, I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but we have almost hit everything you can hit, like things that we've been doing, you know? I mean,
I've done gaming too.
Like music,
skits. We've done education. Yeah. Like film. We're hitting like a lot of, we
go on
almost
kicks.
Everything.
We go on kicks. Like we go through phases too. Like, I mean, I went through that dorm booming phase where I was going to make like, oh, I'll take you through college life. What's that like?
Which was a good a good like idea,
a good concept, but it never came to fruition,
right?
If you will,
because you couldn't really execute it being your first year of college,
right? Yeah,
you probably should have saw that coming.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna be a busy first year. It's like if you try to do that for freshman year of high school, it's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. No,
no.
Maybe by senior year we'll pull something together.
It was a good concept though, and you're bringing back adventure vlogs, which is something that you're used to, but it's also something
still has room for freedom.
It can still grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I mean, being that you and me both do so many, and we continue to do different things too. Like, I mean, you're working on educational stuff right now, but you're also working on like a podcast. You've got some shorts in mind.
You're making an album while doing the vlog. And you know, the great thing about adventure vlogs that you've proved in the past is even though it has vlogs in the title, you've made more stuff than just vlogs. You know, you make music videos, you've done comedy skits. You know, you've inserted so many different types of things into that where as long as people know who you are, they know that it's not just going to be a vlog.
Right. Which is kind of honestly a tough thing because since we do so many different things, it's hard to share with everyone. Like, that's why I was really inspired like 2 weeks ago when you were showing me your website. Like, that's super cool because you have everything that you can go to in one place, you know, and you can like look around like, oh, like maybe there's a tab like, oh, here's the vlogs, oh, here's the skits, things like that, you know, and you can see everything. Where, I mean, YouTube's great, but if they're not subscribed to one of your channels, it's like, oh, well, there's this channel that you should subscribe to, you know, because I mean, now we're running 3 channels.
And the only problem with it is like the style of your kind of content is, even though it's so diverse with all this stuff, like, people are subscribing for different reasons. You know, some people are subscribing purely because of the vlogs. Some people are subscribing purely because of the drama in the music videos. You know, it creates kind of a bias where once you fall off on one thing, you're going to lose subscribers for it. And then you make a new thing and you're going to gain subscribers, and then maybe that was a phase and it only lasted like a couple months, and then you lose those subscribers again.
Yeah, that's why it's so tough. And the thing that I'm worried about with the website, I mean, YouTube. Everyone knows YouTube. It's easy to get to. You search stuff up.
It's like the 3rd biggest website in the world or something.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah. And there's good things and there's bad things about that. The good thing is everyone knows it. So, I mean, that's the place. Bad thing is that when we want to do stuff like make a website to host our stuff on, it's like, oh,
it's gotta be specific, and it's gotta be, like, you know, stuff like that. It's gotta be organized.
People would just be like, oh, is it on YouTube? I'll just look it up on there. It's like, well, if you really want to see everything that we're capable of, you can go to our website, you know?
Yeah, it sucks because, you know, all of my stuff you can find on YouTube. I created the website to organize it because it's not organized on YouTube. So then people can be like, oh, this is his films, this is his short films, this is stuff that he's written, stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know, it's a hard thing to organize, you know? Yeah. It's rough, but nonetheless, that's why I'm doing this filmmaking education and then this other series, because I kind of want to have something that's sort of a mainstay for my channel. And I want that to be the filmmaking education videos. And then B-roll with Cole is supposed to be something that, you know, when I feel like I have something to make, but it doesn't necessarily fit into something that I already do, that's my excuse to post it.
Yeah.
B-roll with Cole.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, like with this whole album thing, so music, I mean, that could be a whole nother channel right there, you know? But,
Right.
And I was really wondering some of these songs that I have in mind, whether, I mean, do I post them on the Cheese Puffs? Do I post them on AV? Do I post them on Late Night Boomin'? Like, and that's kind of the tough call, you know? Whereas if you had I don't know, it's a tough call. Some of these things that you don't really know what to do with, you know?
The important thing is you have time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been doing this week other than storyboarding and doing school stuff? Anything interesting that you've started doing? Anything new at all?
Well, in the works of a 90s rap song right now.
Oh, really?
90s style, kind of NWA.
Nice.
Goofy song. But some of my other music that I've been progressing on right now is I'm really getting picky with it.
Is your album going to be like serious in tone, or is it going to be goofy in tone? Is it going to be a bit of both? That's
kind of some things I'm working on right now.
Sure.
I don't. It's easy to say, like, I don't care what people are going to think. Like, if it's cringy to them, who cares? But there's another part where it's like,
of course you want it to be good.
Of course you want it to be good. You want people to still like it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I can't just completely just go off the rails. So, I mean, there is some goofy stuff on it, but I do want some actual songs that I think are genuinely cool. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Maybe I'll release them, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. This is a long process, this music thing.
Music is a bit of a long process, yeah.
Yeah.
Brock has some songs that, you know, he has had for maybe a full year, and I'm like, that's done, right? And he goes, no, I still need to re-record that. I didn't like that part. Or, you know, some small stuff, or maybe he's like, oh, I need to find a different track for it. I need to rewrite some of the lyrics. Like, he's constantly evolving it because he wants to only post stuff that's perfect. And granted, he's still posting stuff. He's posting the unfinished audios because he's like, I have nothing to post. People aren't going to subscribe if there's nothing on my channel. So I'm like, yeah, I guess. But we're working on getting his stuff on Spotify, and it's like super. I wanted to do music stuff, but whenever I throw myself into it, maybe about an hour later, I'm like, this isn't for me, and then I throw everything away.
Yeah.
It's not as easy for me as like film. You know, film, I feel like I can.
Films are both
deep
just
into,
naturally best, you know. But
music is hard.
That's the hardest one because, like, literally everything else. I don't know for you, but like for me, literally everything else is something that can be like steadily worked on. Whereas a film, it's like when you undertake it, it's huge.
It's
so
gotta be perfect.
Yeah, and it's a huge undertaking. So it's like something big that you need to be prepared for. You need to have all these things, but that's where we're best.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, music, I mean, you can work on that whenever you want. You can do that. Short films, we can crank those out like nothing.
But a film
is like, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna do it. You know.
Yeah, you gotta go all out. You gotta put everything into it. You can't go, 50% one day, 25, and then 100 the next.
Yes.
You know, you gotta put in. You gotta be there every single day.
It's like the difference between being a baseball player and an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
You know, like MMA, you fight maybe once a year.
Yeah, and you gotta be prepared.
Yeah, and you gotta be ready.
You cannot flub that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Versus baseball, it's like,
you got freaking 300 games a year.
Yeah,
the
fucking half the time you're sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, yeah. So
you hit one ball and you run to first base and you sit there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and check your timer, go home, make some cookies quick, and no, yeah. But that's why, I mean, for this film thing, like, obviously, this time between last year, almost. The premiere of Slick Trigger we're reaching just about a year.
Wow.
Which
That's
is
scary.
That is wild. That is absolutely wild.
That's crazy.
So
I'm glad that we took the summer to relax.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to shoot a feature over the summer, but I didn't have anything ready and it wouldn't have been good. I'm glad that we focused on Gorilla because Gorilla was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Even though it wasn't super successful, it was one of the better projects that we've made. It was honestly,
and it's something that can still go somewhere.
Right. It was quality-wise better than Slick Trigger.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
the story didn't have as much depth as Slick Trigger though.
Right.
Yeah. But that's okay because
It's
that's
just
what
a
it wasn't supposed to
goofy-
be.
Right. It's just a goofy
Yeah.
little fun project, which I still want to continue that.
Yes.
Um,
Super excited for season 2, maybe even the movie, as we've talked about on the podcast before. Exclusively on the podcast.
Exclusively. That's right. This is for the special fans.
That's
the
right, 'cause-
True fans.
Because only like 3 people listen. Yeah,
That's right.
we make them for
Hey.
those 3 other people.
Hey, yeah.
So Animal Crossing New Horizons came out last weekend,
Did you get it?
and I bought it on Saturday, and I have been pouring myself into that game. Some mornings, okay, so basically with my work schedule, some days, I'm like working my ass off getting press releases out, and other days, I'm just kind of floating around Facebook and email, basically like on call to get something told to do.
Mhm.
And that's basically like what I do. So then I'll sit here and I'll throw my Switch up on the TV and I'll just play Animal Crossing
Yeah.
because what is there better to do? Like, there's only so many customer complaints I can respond to when there's no customers because of the coronavirus,
Yeah.
and
All the customers are dying off.
Right. they're either dying or they're staying inside because they have the coronavirus. Yeah. So I mean, I've been pouring. It's honestly, it's weird to say this. It's gonna sound a bit weird, but it's kind of therapeutic almost because it's a very chillax game, very go with the flow. The time
You gotta
scale,
love games like that.
right? Yeah. Minecraft is like, oh, they're days like every 20 minutes. The day every 20 minutes, and then it's night, and then there's another day. But this game, it goes with real time. So
Really?
yeah, so you gotta wait a lot to even I build a bridge and I have to wait till the next day for it to be fully constructed. So it's like a very go with the flow. You can only put so many hours into it in a day.
Patience.
Otherwise, patience. Yeah.
Let's talk about this here for a little bit.
Sure.
Just kind of segue into this conversation. So yesterday I was driving. 2 days ago I was driving with my mom, and I was playing my phone through the car, some of the new music that I've been into.
Sure.
And she made this comment. She said, your music interests have changed. And then she corrected. She's like, I mean, they've expanded. And I was like, you know what? They have, because ever since kind of right about when college got going this year, I got into like Post Malone's where it really started. And then I really started hitting the just like relaxed, groovy music, where it's really chilled out, really.
It's like a vibe.
Yeah.
Music that I can only explain that music as a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're just grooving, and you just kind of, it calms you.
Yeah.
And I really before that, everything I listened to, I listened to some groovy stuff, but a lot of it was just like,
it was hard, or it was super sad,
or just like super sad or super upbeat.
Right.
Nothing
nothing like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I really been into stuff lately. That's like, so like when the Weeknd After Hours album came out, literally just turned it on, sat back, no phone, nothing, and just listened to it.
Honestly, okay. So, Robert, I told him that when I like listen to an album, I don't do anything. I literally just listen to it. I just take it all in, and I just want to focus on that, because a lot of people spend a lot of time on making that perfect,
Yeah.
It's like when I watch a film, that's the only thing that I do. I put my full attention on it.
Absolutely.
And he goes, I can only listen to music if I'm doing something else. And I go, but what if you want to like experience it? Like the only other time where I can see where doing something and listening to music is okay is if you're maybe driving or riding a bike or you're on a walk or something, because then you're just kind of you're vibing with it. That's the only other time. But if you're fucking playing a game while you're listening to it, your attention's completely gone.
And if you think about it this way, like, okay, if you want to have a fun time watching a movie, don't watch it with me, because I literally put all of my attention into that movie.
Same.
I'm not on my phone. Like literally,
I'm invested in the movie.
I won't even make comments to people. Maybe it's sometimes like I'll be like, oh, that's a cool shot or something like that. But I am into the movie.
Same.
Like I'm totally focused, unless it's like one that I've seen a trillion times and we're just it's just
right. Like The Dark Knight. I'm like, oh, wait for this. Wait.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Bad choice of words.
Yeah,
It's like, but if it's like a new movie that I haven't seen, for sure.
Like I'm just all in.
And then, it's the same for music.
Yeah. And music, it's like, if you truly want to experience, I mean, like you said, a lot of people spend a lot of time on that, and just listen. Like you have the rest of the week or whatever to go on your phone, to be talking to people and doing this stuff. Just totally invested into that.
You don't really get to experience stuff like that too.
Right.
You know, you find yourself a really high quality pair of headphones and you just fall into it.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's therapeutic.
It is. It's therapeutic. So that's kind of how I wanted to tie this whole thing full circle is, yes, it's important to like work hard and like we're on the grind for film all the time and for all this stuff, but it is also important to take time to like
take time for yourself and
relax yourself.
You know? Do things that make you sometimes it's just nice to throw on an album that you haven't heard before and just vibe with.
Yes. Yeah. Just listen to and honestly, I can't remember. I don't think I've ever done that before where I've just literally played an album front to back while doing nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've done that before.
First artist that I did that with was XXXTentacion. And it was what album was it? 17. Very short album, maybe 20 minutes long. Like each song is like 2 minutes, maybe even a minute 30. And you listen to that front to back and it's like, it's a fucking experience. It's crazy. Honestly, you can tell artists pay a lot of attention to the layout of each track in each album. Depending on like who it is. Like I've listened to a couple Eminem albums front to back. I'm gonna listen to this new Joyner album front to back. I'm gonna also do that to the After Hours album. It's just like it's an experience, and you can tell when they step off too, because it's those people that pay a lot of attention to the songs that you just know. You know? Yeah.
Like especially like this After Hours album, like there's a lot of songs transition into the next song, and I think that's one of the coolest things ever. Like when you just like, it's not, you don't really take the album like, oh, I like this song, but you take it as a whole and you just listen, you take the whole album, and obviously there'll be songs that you like better than others, but right. I mean, like with a movie.
As an experience, though, it's almost like watching a film.
Yeah. I mean, there's parts you like, there's parts that you're like, oh, all right, you know, but as a whole, I mean, it's just super cool experience. It's
crazy, honestly. Yeah. The Igor album by Tyler, the Creator, literally sounds like it's just one long song with just like intercut moments in between it, you know. It's perfect, you know. Well, the album isn't perfect, but like the way that it was like put together, like he clearly put so much thought into it.
Which is that's the coolest, when people put that much effort into it.
And I'm sure they treat music like how we treat film, you know. Maybe they have different opinions, because for us, we were like, oh, you can't put your all into music, but these people do. It's just we're not, you know, that's not what we're into, and that's okay. I think the only reason why like, you know, those diss tracks, I was able to get those out is because there was passion behind when we were actually doing that, you know, like the diss track. When I dropped that diss track on you, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be some fake drama. It's gonna be super fun. And there was a lot of passion behind it, you know. And we were going back and forth like that. It was super fun. But now for me to make a song, there's no real reason for it other than just me wanting to. Right. And that's not a good enough reason, honestly. So that's why I'll throw myself into it and then just fall out.
That's kind of like, I keep starting new projects on this website that I'm working on, and I just can't like finish a song because, first of all, I don't really like my own singing voice, which makes the whole process really hard. You know, because like if I can't even sing the song, what's the point of making it?
Because I can almost get away with rapping. I don't like my rapping voice, but I can almost get away with it because it's not singing. Like my singing, I don't know. I've been told that I have a good singing voice, but it has to be in very specific circumstances, you know? Like I'm not always a good singer. Like it has to be like that specific note or that specific line.
And I feel very uncomfortable singing, especially my own stuff in front of people, like in a serious way. Like I'll have no problem, like if I'm around people, like just bursting out, like singing some Zach Brown or Post Malone, like fine.
Or even our diss track. Because that was made goofy, but that's like what you're doing is what semi-serious, you're actually putting, it wasn't a joke. What you're making isn't a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it tough. Like, is like you want it to sound good and you want like to be, I just have a tough time seriously doing it because I've never done it before.
Yeah, you want people to take it seriously too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough.
None of the stuff on our channel has ever really been taken that seriously, which makes dropping something.
No, when you made that video titled Goodbye and it was you, hunched over and with a white background, I was like, there's no way that this is serious, because you've never done anything serious before. I would be genuinely surprised and honestly probably moved if you made something serious, like some sort of short documentary on your channel. Because that would be way out of left field. You know what I'm saying?
Just something. That's a very good point. I mean, even the walk, we put that on your channel,
right? Yeah, because it didn't fit, your style.
It was about the Holocaust.
It was so profound, honestly. Like it was good. It was really good for our age, like the idea that you had and everything. But it did not fit your content.
No, it did not at all.
And if we would have posted that, people would have been like, "Okay, I'm waiting for the joke."
Yeah,
it was like, "There's not a joke; it's the Holocaust."
You know what? That's you know what? Actually, that's a really good point. Maybe throwing some sort of curveball out there where it's just like totally unexpected. It's like, oh wow, like this is serious.
We should work on a piece about coronavirus in South Dakota and how it's affecting businesses and families and stuff.
And then just like, wow,
it would that would definitely throw way out of left field. People would be like, is this the right channel? Did he upload this to the right channel?
Yeah, what is this?
And this is an adventure vlog. The cheese puffs. What are you talking about?
Wait, messed up here or something? Yeah.
You should definitely try doing that. It'd be an interesting goal.
I think honestly, Shoreline is going to be kind of like that because that's like thriller, mystery. I mean, with Slick Trigger was like an action. There was some drama. Slick Trigger was almost kind of like that, It
was almost. If the quality would have been a bit higher, I think people would have taken it a bit more serious.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, the humor in Slick Trigger was a bit out. Not like out of touch necessarily, but like
out of place.
It was out of place. Yeah.
It didn't really feel right.
It was like classic Cheese Puffs humor versus like Shoreline has like actual jokes.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I'm super excited to see anything that you come out with. I really want to do like B-roll with Cole. I want it to be even like, occasional like documentary style stuff, like how I did Spook Road, but actual serious topics. And, I just think that'd be really fun because I really liked making those. And I really haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I don't want to do it with my phone. I want to have a camera.
We're on the cusp.
We're on the cusp.
Once again, the cusp.
The cusp. Okay. We're going to jump to an ad break really quick. Support us during the coronavirus.
Please, guys.
Please.
We need your money.
Okay. Welcome.
My name is Jack.
My name is Cole.
Welcome to the Small YouTube
Welcome to the Slick Trigger podcast.
Slick Trigger, the Slick Trigger Coronavirus podcast.
Yes, all we talk about is Slick Trigger and the coronavirus.
Yes,
this is what life has become for us. Okay, so what are the plans for adventure vlogs going forward? We talked about this a little bit last week, but I want to know, like, do you have like specifics? Do you have the next video planned out? What's going on? What's going on in your noggin?
Well, see, here's what's kind of some things thumbling around in my crazy noggin right now. Yes, really kind of trying to hit the music thing. So like I said, we have this 90s rap. It's gonna be me, Hunt, and Cramp, and Cramp bringing back the Easy C rapper. And we're gonna make this 90s style rap about
washing your hands.
We actually thought about doing that, but it's gonna be called what? what?
That's what it's called. The what?
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
about like super unexpected things that happen, and it's going to be shot in the style. Actually, thank you for reminding me. I was going to ask you if you wanted to help film that live on the podcast.
Wow, live on the podcast. You have to hear me say no. No. Yeah, sure, of course. Of
Sick.
course.
Of
Why
course.
not? Yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be
what's the plan? When are you doing it?
okay, so
Is the rap finished?
it's the lyrics are finished. The instrumental is almost there. Still got to work on that a little bit more.
Sure. Do you want to use my mic to record it? Get real high quality.
Yes. Can we do that?
Yes. Absolutely.
So yeah, and this is gonna be a really fun one. It's like take some NWA, take some, a classic Dr. Dre, I mean.
I remember there's this old moment in one of your old adventure vlogs. You're like, hey, we're in the studio, we're gonna get some rapping done, and then you acted like you were rapping, but there was like no microphone stand in front of you, and it was just like a really quick time lapse of you doing that. And I was like, wow, we should actually get an actual time lapse of you actually using a microphone. Because you didn't do that before.
What? This could make a good vlog.
It could make a good vlog behind the scenes
of this rap. So yeah, that's kind of. I'm really taking things step by step lately.
Sure.
I'm not thinking big picture for a lot of things, just because I think I'd get overwhelmed if I tried to.
Of course.
What about you? What's in the oven?
What's in the oven? Well, today we shot a really small skit for the next filmmaking education video. If you guys don't remember, the last filmmaking education video I made was about SD cards, and that came out in 2018.
Classic video.
Classic.
Vintage goal.
I really want to get into that. And then obviously B-roll with Cole is just going to be an excuse for me to upload whatever I can.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm trying to really figure a lot of stuff out. I want to start shooting some music videos for Brock, and take a lot of these ideas that I've been having to the table. I don't know. I just, I'm trying to just work myself up, honestly, obviously, while still working on the script and stuff for my movie. It's a busy time in a small quarantine world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm doing everything from my room.
Honestly, what, have you felt any level of stress in the sense that quarantine is a time of us being in our houses, kind of being to ourselves? Have you felt any stress in the sense of taking advantage of this time to further your future? Because I have felt a tremendous amount of stress in that sense.
In the last 2 weeks, my anxiety has gotten really, really bad, because that's actually the biggest thing that I'm worried about, is not being productive when I have time to be.
Same.
When we're finished doing this, I need to, get the podcast out right away, and then I'm working on creating the channel and moving all the videos to the other channel, and I just, and then I get a couple other videos out. I just really, this weekend, I really want to focus on getting that filmmaking education video out, and then I want to make the first episode of B-roll with Cole.
Yeah.
I really want to start uploading again, because with all this free time, what else is there to do?
Exactly. I get frustrated, literally. So I just get on a roll yesterday with writing this song. We get the lyrics done. I'm like, and then a bunch of crap comes up yesterday. That's why I couldn't do the podcast yesterday.
Right.
Bunch of school crap came up today. And it's like right when I can finally work on something, then everything comes up. I've had so much downtime, and then finally I get this thing that I want to do, and then now everything,
Right.
Like with school, I had to go to USF today. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. I'm sure it'll lax down. I mean, with this coronavirus, we're probably gonna see it get worse in the next couple weeks, before it starts getting better, which, hopefully isn't too bad, because I have a small vacation that I'm going to the first week of June,
California.
in California, going to LA for 3 days.
That's gonna be so cool. Have you ever been to LA before?
No. Have you?
No.
I want to go so bad.
If I could go to one place in America, that's where I'd go.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We're gonna go to I fly into Sacramento, then we're going to San Francisco, Santa Cruz, Monterey, and then we're doing Los Angeles for 3 days. I'm
That's
gonna walk
awesome.
the walk of fame with the stars. We're gonna go to a couple. I'm gonna see if I can go to a prop store, maybe buy some props.
That'd be cool. Like at a legit prop
Like at a
store.
legit Hollywood prop store. Wouldn't that be so
That'd
cool?
be so cool.
I'm gonna also like vlog the entire
You have
thing.
to.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
have
be
to.
super fun. But unfortunately, there's a possibility that we're gonna have to push it back. We're gonna make that decision at the end of April, beginning of May, if we should push it back.
Yeah.
Because depending on how bad it is then, if it's starting getting better, then we're probably just gonna go for it. I'm pretty pissed off because I paid $280 for my tickets. Yesterday morning, I got a notification that flight prices dropped to $180. So
Oh,
they got $100 cheaper.
wow.
Really fucking cheap.
Man.
Ah.
I'd call the manager if
You
I
know?
was you and speak to corporate about that.
I was really just like, oh, well, it's not like they're gonna give me a fucking price reduction, you know? It's like I just wish I should have waited.
You know what?
It'd be $100 extra to spend on fucking whatever, you know?
Yeah. I feel that. I just make dumb purchases and then it's like, oh, it's on sale. $300 cheaper. I'm like,
$300.
all right, okay.
Oh shit, yeah.
Just my luck, you know?
Yeah, just my luck.
Yeah.
The next week it goes on sale.
Yeah, there's free tickets. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm really excited about that. Really hoping it doesn't get canceled. I don't know, it's just really important that everyone stay inside, work from home if you can, so that this coronavirus can pass us.
Yeah.
Because if you're out and about and people are gonna give it to other people, it's definitely more likely. So stay inside so we can shoot our fucking movies.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Stay inside so
For
I can go
us.
to California. God damn it.
We're trying to give you guys content. Can you help us out a little bit here?
Help us
you know?
out, yeah.
I tell you.
These people. Ugh. Let me tell you.
You know, I mean, honestly, though, have you ever seen the movie Outbreak?
No, what is it?
Okay, well, I just watched it like last night, or no, two or three nights ago with my dad. I get a call. He's like, son, you should come over. I'm watching this movie. And I'll restart it if you come over. And I was like, okay. So I went over and it's on Netflix. It's made in the 90s. It's called Outbreak.
Okay.
And it's pretty much what's going on right now.
Really?
Yeah, this disease,
I heard
super deadly.
There's a movie called Pandemic that's also really popular.
I
right
heard
now.
about that one too. That I want to watch that. But yeah, so Outbreak, I mean, it's really good cast. It's about what happens when this disease hits America and all the corruption in the government. Like, what would the government do? Like, what extent would they go to contain the virus?
Right.
You know, and I'm not. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. Maybe I'll give that a watch this weekend.
It's a cool movie. It's a really cool movie.
I finally got around to watching Rise of Skywalker.
When did you see that?
Actually, maybe last week.
Oh, what'd you think?
I was honestly surprised, and I did like it. I did like it a lot.
It's
I
a
liked
good
it
flick.
definitely more than The Last Jedi. I did not like The Last Jedi.
Really?
I think The Last Jedi had really, really good moments, like some of the best moments of the Star Wars, like entire franchise, but it's probably one of the weaker films.
See, now, I understand like why a lot of people don't like Rise of Skywalker. Like, I get it. Like, we might have talked about this on here before, but like personally, that is one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
So Rise of Skywalker is really good.
Rise of Skywalker was good. I think it's the worst out of the new trilogy, in my opinion. Yeah.
Really. I think for sure that The Last Jedi is the worst of the new trilogy.
Just because I love the director that did The Last Jedi, and I thought it was a really unique style
Rian
of
Johnson,
directing.
right?
Yeah. I mean, story-wise, I mean, obviously, that's another conversation. But the way the film itself was directed, I mean, the transitions, there's a part where this iron is like coming down to like iron this shirt or whatever, and it looks like a spaceship, and you're like, oh, it's like a Star Wars spaceship, and it's like just an iron, you know? I mean, just like little things like that, like I really appreciated about the movie.
Sure, yeah. I really like the last Rise of Skywalker because bringing back Palpatine, obviously, I didn't feel like all of a sudden he was just back, and I didn't quite like that. But they made him look so goddamn scary and creepy.
Yeah, they did.
How he should have looked this entire time, like. Ugh, I just get shivers thinking about it. Like I was genuinely scared watching it. It was like fucking terrifying. That's honestly like for Star Wars, it's like this fantasy adventure. Oh, this is amazing. You know, it's action. Wow. There's never ever something that's like, you know, when you see something that's like scary and out of place in like an action film or an adventure film, it just feels eerie because it's out of place, you know.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
it
that.
worked so well because Emperor Palpatine is not supposed to be it's teary guy, oh, I'm the villain, you know. He's like, I want to kill all the Jedi, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Except the one thing that kind of took me out of the movie at the end was the absolute overuse of the flashing lightning. Like
flash warning. Jesus Christ, anyone has fucking epilepsy, don't see this film.
I get it. He's Emperor Palpatine. He has lightning, but that does not mean that you need to do strobe lights for 30 minutes straight at the end of the movie.
Extreme.
I was like, holy crap.
Extreme. I didn't like the force healing either. That was bullshit.
The what? The force
healing? That was straight bullshit.
Yeah. They took that too far.
Yes. I liked the moment. It was really good, but there were just like moments that just felt so wrong when Rey killed or she stabbed Kylo with his own lightsaber. I was like, holy shit, that was made so well. Is he actually gonna die? And then she fucking force healed him to save him. I was like, that was such a poetic death.
Yeah,
you could have. That would have been.
Just let it be.
Just let it be. And then him saving her, I was like, oh, that's also very poetic. Just let her die. And then no, he dies, and what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's so many moments where it's like, wow, this is so profound. Oh shit, never mind.
Yeah, it's like, I guess there's, you know.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, god damn it. Like it would have been so fucking insane
so,
if Kylo would have carried Rey's dead body into the Resistance, and everyone's like, oh fuck, it's fucking Kylo Ren, and he's like carrying her body, and he's like fucking weeping. That would have been insane. That would have been so good.
Yeah.
But of course it's Star Wars, so we're never gonna be happy with it.
Yeah. Nobody's ever truly dead in Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing too, is like oh shoot, what was I gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
Lost it. Oh no. This was such a good point. No,
it's
I can feel the idea leaving my head right now. Like,
don't you hate that?
Oh, like I literally like was just losing pieces of it as I was trying to say it. I was like, no.
I hate that. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I gotta tell you something, and as I say I need to tell you something, that thought leaves my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I think it was overall a pretty good film.
Yeah, it was a good flick.
Yeah.
But see,
I don't think
now I'm gonna be thinking
war-
about it. I'm gonna be distracted. I'm just gonna be trying to think. Never mind. I'm just gonna
be like,
forget it.
okay, guys, ready to go, and you're gonna be like, wait.
I just forget it. Never mind.
That's just rough. I hate when that happens. I do that all the time too. I have short-term memory loss.
Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay, good.
Okay,
let's get back into it.
So obviously we've been dishing out spoilers left and right without warning. So
this movie has been out for a while.
Yeah, it's
Come on, guys.
way past the. All right, so in the movie when Chewie quote unquote dies.
Oh my god, I cried.
Yeah, everyone in the theater got silent. I was like, oh no! Like
no fucking
I was
way.
so
They just
pissed.
did that.
And then Chewie came back.
Yeah,
and then I was
the
like, let's go. Like,
I mean, I was really happy, but I was like, they fucking killed Chewie.
You know how cool? Okay, you know how cool this movie would have been if just so many people had died.
It would have been perfect.
That would have been so cool.
The final movie of this fucking 9-movie series.
That would have been so
Chewie
cool.
dies. Rey dies. They fucking killed Leia.
Palpatine's for sure dead.
Palpatine's for sure
That's
dead.
how it should.
If Rey would have died and Kylo would have lived,
That would have been ultimate ending.
It would have been
Holy crap.
that would have been fucking, but no.
No, there's not, you know.
No, and I didn't like
Yeah.
that they were like, wow, they're really gonna fucking wipe C-3PO, and then they wiped him, but he's basically still C-3PO.
Yeah.
It's like, you couldn't even kill a droid.
Yeah. and here's when in the theater when Chewie comes back, like I was relieved. Like in hindsight, it would have been cooler if he would have actually stayed dead, I guess. Just, I mean, as a if you look at the entire thing, but in the moment I was like, sick, he's still alive, you know? Everyone in the theater was like, yeah, like everybody started cheering and stuff. This guy kind of towards the front of the theater, he goes, he's like, hey, shut up. And he throws his like cola and it sprays everywhere, like over everyone. And
did you get hit by it?
I felt some water droplets and everybody's like, wait, what? And then some of the people who saw it happen, they just started laughing at the guy. And he's like, I said, shut up. And he took his like plastic water bottle. He chucked it. It hit this guy in the head, bounced off of like 7 other people and landed like right behind my head, between my head and the seat. And he gets his pal and they just storm out of the theater. 5 minutes later, like movie theater attendants were like going through the rows, handing out like free movie tickets to go see free movies.
Wow.
And it was like,
one of us should take one for the team and just fucking
yeah, we should just every time we go into the theater, just like
just hire someone to come in and fucking throw a water bottle at us.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, sir. Here's a free ticket.
Here's a free ticket.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
That's like the third time this week. I don't know, weird coincidence.
I know, I'm traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. I hadn't thought about that before. If everybody would have died, how cool that would have been.
I mean, you know, if we were to make like a Slick Sugar reimagined, where it's like all the ideas put together in like a 3-part series, I want everyone to be dead by the 3rd film.
There's like one person left, and it's
got to be like poetic. There's got to be a good reason why they're the last one alive.
Cyrus is the only
Cyrus
one left.
is the last one alive. And
he's the one person you want to die, but he's the one person that doesn't.
But
die.
he has to live with like the conscience of like what he did. And maybe he came back as like, maybe he has the good conscience now, but he can't. That doesn't matter because of all the shit that he's done.
Yeah.
You know, and he has to sit in jail with the thought that he killed all of these people.
It's like the Batman, how there's so many like Batman cartoon like spin-off series and stuff. Like you can make so much off of that alone.
Honestly. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it for the podcast.
That was a
today.
great podcast.
Great podcast.
Like
Guys,
always.
Practice social distancing at least 6 feet apart. I think we're 6 feet apart.
At least.
Try not to give other people coronavirus.
Yeah. Just be kind.
Just be kind to people. Don't forget to wash your hands.
Yep.
My name is Cole. You can find me, Cole James and Anderson Visuals, CJA Visuals. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those amazing places, including Instagram. Also, check out Coles.Polaroids on Instagram. Jack, where they can find you?
My name is Jack. Find me at the Cheese Puffs, Adventure Vlogs,
Anderson Visuals,
Late Night Movement, Anderson Visuals, Cole James and YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for me.
Dorm Boomin'. Adventure Vlogs is back.
Adventure Vlogs.
So it's no longer Dorm Boomin',
yes,
guys. Just
be
remember
watching
that.
for videos for both of us.
Yes. Okay. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Small YouTube Channels Talk Podcast with Cole James Anderson and Jack Unruh. And don't forget, new episodes every Friday.